Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Friday. It's Friday, April the 24th. All right, guys, I hope you guys are doing well, having a wonderful day or Friday so far, or just weekend, whenever you see this video. All right, guys, I just hope you guys are doing well. All right, trying to spread that love, that good energy, positivity, sun rays. Okay, trying to spread that love. All right, so I hope you guys are doing well. For some of you guys, you may resonate with this message, you may not. This is going to be my personalized deck that I will be using for this reading, for the entire reading. So let's see what you guys might need to know for today. Also, we are almost at the end of the month too, guys. So that's also significant. Like, I can't believe we're almost in May. All right, guys, time kind of feels like it's going pretty quickly. And I know I say this all the time, but it really does. Like, even if you're at work and you're just busy at work and you look at the time and you're like, damn, you know, it's time for me to go home already, or damn, the day's done already. Like, what did I accomplish? You know, like some of you may feel like, you know, your days go by like this, but that's okay, you know, but let's see what you guys might need to know. The time right now is 10:43 a.m. So if you remove the 0, it actually represents angel number 143. And angel number 143 talks about independence, it talks about stability, and it talks about, you know, creativity and expression. So that number also represents the number of love, which I didn't even realize until now that I'm looking at the time. And it's so funny how I'm like, let me spread my love and joy to you guys. So that's funny. All right. Let's jump into it. Okay, guys, let's see what you might need to know. All right, guys. So let's get out of here. Oh, and then the timer too just said 1:43. So there's something about love. Okay, heart chakra energy. Maybe you guys are opening up your heart more when it comes to this energy, but yeah, let's see. Okay, we have clear communication. All right, clear communication, maybe the way that you speak, like I said, the way that you either talk, whether this is typing, writing, journaling, whatever the case is, that is significant when it comes to like you and how you express yourself. Okay, so I did mention something about number 3 when it comes to expression, so this is significant. All right, this may resonate for somebody. We also have chocolate and sweets. Now, this could go both ways. This could be you, like your energy could be sweet, or it feels like, you know, chocolate, or it feels like a sweet, right? But there is something about your sweetness that may resonate. I know this is kind of blurry. I might have to rewrite some of these cards again. But for me, I know that this is emotional soothing. So there's something about sweetness or sweets. This could be your energy, how you show up and how you make people feel. But also when it comes to sweets, some of you guys may have a dirty sweet tooth, okay? This could be chocolate, ice creams, Cinnabons, all that good stuff, right? That could be something where you guys do when it comes to your emotions as well. Like if you're somebody who's very stressed or you get stressed out, you may eat certain foods that maybe, you know, they may not be the greatest, but guess what? You feel good in the moment, right? You were able to get that, you know, feeling of what you wanted out of your system. And then maybe you go back to like eating your regular stuff, like your fruits and whatever, right? But there's something about your energy where maybe you are very sweet, or you like sweets, or there's something about changing your diet too. But take what resonates with that as well. All right, guys. You bring a lot of pleasure and comfort to people's energy, just like how there are with sweets, okay? We have relationships and friendships. So there's something about love and compassion. Okay, you following your heart and dreams at this time. So some of you guys, when it comes to following your heart and dreams, this could be the connections that you have around you. You could be around people, or you guys could be building new foundations with people that actually show up in a loving, harmonious way when it comes to your connections. And that is why Spirit is saying to follow your heart and dreams when it comes to your inner truth, your purpose, how you show up when it comes to passion-led choices with the number 1212 and things of that matter. All right. So we have West Indian. Okay, some of you guys could be from West Indian culture, or there's something about West Indian culture that may resonate with you. But like I said, warmth, okay, being in connection to your ancestry could be significant, even if you're not West Indian. But this may hit home a little bit for somebody who's seeing this message. But even if you are not West Indian, there's something about you guys all being able to tap into your ancestors. And I did talk about this in another video, okay? You could be, I believe the card was 7 generations. So you could be the 7th generation generation of your group, of your ancestry that is actually here to make change, right? And all of us that are in that group, you know, some of us may be like, why do I have to be the black sheep? But you know what? It's not so bad over here, okay? If you're the black sheep, it's not so bad. I mean, in the beginning, it may have felt bad, but for those who have come to the terms of acceptance, right, of their situation being the black sheep, some of you guys don't care, right? Some of you guys are like, you know what? It's nice to be alone. Okay, it's nice to be able to speak your truth and not worry about how people think of you or feel, you know? It's nice to be able to stop certain traumas or certain patterns that everybody else accepted, right? You guys are learning, right? So yeah, Chiron energy when it comes to being the wounded healer, you guys are sharing your experiences. Okay, this is a point of healing for some of you guys, but take what resonates with that. You may have your Scorpio or Sagittarius placement in Chiron. You don't have to, but that could be also confirmation for somebody. So we have possibilities from the divine, okay, being open to new guidances or higher pathways. We also have some of you guys could be going back to school. This may not be actual school. Maybe it is, right? But if it's not actual school, for those who are going back to school, that's significant. That's something else where you guys could be learning new things or, you know, taking a new course or whatever the case is. Even if it's like a certificate, maybe you guys are doing that as well. But there is something about if it's not physically school, like sitting in a classroom, you guys are learning when it comes to expressing yourself, okay, learning new things, new cultures, communicating, and being able to share knowledge with other people, whether this is wisdom or, you know, lived life experiences and things like that. So that is also, you know, something that you guys are also going through or dealing with. We have North Africa, so there's something about cultural wisdom and your roots, right? Somebody could be from North Africa, or there's something about that energy when it comes to, you know, you being able to connect with your ancient spiritual roots. So there's something about, regardless if you guys are from the West Indies or you guys are West Indian, also remembering that West Indian culture also talks about African culture as well. Now, unfortunately, there are ignorant people that don't believe in this. They don't believe that they're African, or they don't have African descent, or, you know, their ancestors. You know what I mean? Like, some people just really feel like that's not the case, okay? When you look at West Indian culture, you have to understand that the Taínos were there at one point, okay? We have a lot of people that were there at one point, and we are a boiling pot of cultures being mixed together. So sometimes people forget where we come from. Sometimes people forget where our ancestors come from, how they fought to get here, how they fought to stay alive. That is significant with your energy. Being connected to North Africa may resonate with you when it comes to your roots and the traditions that you carry on within yourself. This could be down to the food you eat, okay? Even that too, it's like ackee, right? I believe it's Ghana. I could be wrong, but I swear to you, I seen it somewhere online. Like, there's certain parts in Africa, like Ghana, that has ackee, but I don't think they eat the ackee or they use the ackee the way that Jamaicans use it, you know, back home, or West Indians use it, right? So think of that. The foods that you eat, the drinks that you drink, okay? The fruits, the vegetables, things like that. You have to realize that a lot of things come back from your ancestry, your gifts, your skills, your talents, your traumas, you know, your everything, right? There's something about you healing. Okay, green eyes are significant, but you guys are healing when it comes to matters of the heart. Like I did say about angel number 143, late nights are very significant when it comes to your intuition. So some of you guys could be staying up really late, okay, because you guys are receiving insight. For some of you guys, minding your business could be very significant. So some of you guys could be minding your business, okay, focusing on yourself, focusing on your goals, right? Like I said, focusing on what actually matters to you when it comes to like people and connections and things of that matter, right? So obviously when it comes to the message, there's something about you guys stepping into your power, but not being scared to step into your power when it comes to knowing that you may be alone in this path. And even though you may feel like you're alone, you're actually not. Your ancestors and your guides have you, you know, have your back, and they have you covered. So you guys are protected. So if you guys were worried about, you know, moving forward, you guys are being protected at this time. And it's like you guys actually are correct when it comes to like your intuitive knowing, right? Yeah, fall. Some of you guys are releasing and letting go certain things. Now, fall could be very significant within the next few months, but there's something about releasing and letting go when it comes to transition and inner reflection. Like you guys are releasing and letting go what no longer serves you, because even when it comes down to relationships or connections or friendships, it's like, why are you the one that has to be the wounded healer in that dynamic, right? So there's something about, even when it comes to culture, also releasing and letting go certain patterns when it comes to culture, because a lot of times people feel like because they grew up a certain way, that means you have to grow up that way. And a lot of times people don't realize that generations do change and not everybody's meant to be the same. And also, as we get older and we realize that generations change, we're technically supposed to learn from every generation, whether it's good or bad. So even if you are somebody who's a millennial and you have older generations above you, there's something about learning about their mistakes or their traumas or their issues and learning not to integrate that into your own life, okay? And vice versa. People who are millennials, you could have Gen Zs or different Gen X or whatever generation after that, right? They could be also looking at millennials and saying that, okay, well, I'm not going to do what my family or my friends did as a millennial. I'm going to learn from that, right? And nothing is wrong with that. Even being accountable for that is significant. It's like, if you're accountable about how you treat people or how you show up in people's energies, and then you kind of want to hide your hands, that is significant too. Like, you guys could be dealing with certain cultures or within your own culture where a lot of times people do things and hide their hands, and their reasoning behind what they do is because they're old or their age, or because of the fact that, they're older than you or they have authority, or because they're the man or the woman. Like, there's something about that energy where when it comes to patterns and releasing and letting go, you guys are able to go within yourself and notice that a lot of times people are going based off their ego. And they think that because they have a specific title, that means it's their title for life, okay? It's also giving the energy of like managers, right? It's almost like people who are managers in their companies or corporations, it feels like a lot of times they try to control their coworkers, or they try to, control their employees because they don't have control in their own home. That's the energy what it gives me, right? Not all managers are like that, but it gives that energy where it's almost like, if you can't control your own family or friends or whoever you are in your energy, I'm going to create my own so I can control that. And you guys are realizing that a lot of people do that, and that is why you guys are releasing and letting go and minding your business. Okay, so take what resonates with that. Yeah. Self-care, cleansing. Okay, you guys could have done a spiritual bath, or you guys could be thinking about doing a spiritual bath, but you guys are cleansing your energy at this time when it comes to dealing with people, places, and things, okay? Like, when it comes to dealing with people, you literally could be blocking out a lot of connections at this time, because like I said, when it comes to people, you may not be perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. Heck, I'm not perfect, right? But at the same time, if I don't like something, I'm not going to fake it or pretend to like something that I know I don't like. I'm just going to mind my business and just keep it pushing. And I'm not going to bother that person. I'm not going to even try to be petty and lower my vibration to their vibration. So there's something about that too with you guys when it comes to Chiron energy in relationships. Scorpio energy too when it comes to releasing and letting go, death, transformations, and adventures with Sagittarius energy. There's something about you guys when it comes to what you guys are doing, your path, etc. There's something about that where you guys cannot wear a mask. Like, you guys are not fake, right? And you guys could be dealing with people that want you to wear a mask or to pretend that everything is okay when it's not, right? Like, you can't fake the funk, right? And even if you were somebody who tried to keep the peace, you realize that you were always going out of your way to keep the peace for other people. But then when it comes to you, you realize that people just don't care, or they act like they don't hear what you're saying, but they hear it, or they act like they don't know, or they're just acting like delusional, right? And they're very aware, or they know better. And that's significant. So some of you guys could have dealt with that too. And like I said, you guys are releasing and letting that go. And even when it comes down to that too, it's like people think it's okay to, disrupt your energy, your peace, or whatever aura you have, and then smile in your face and try to come back and say, hey, as if nothing happened. But the problem with you is you don't forget, okay? you don't forget what was done to you. You don't forget, and you're definitely not going to forgive. And I know a lot of times people say, oh, forgive and forget, but it also depends on the situation. It also depends on how you came out that situation, how you felt. And the only time you could ever forgive anything is yourself, okay? For some of you guys, forgiving yourself that you even allowed yourself to go through those situations, or even allowed people to think that they could treat you the way that they could, or speak to you the way that they could, or do whatever because you were nice, or you were kind, or you were trying to keep the peace, or you're just a quiet person. And a lot of times people think that because you're quiet, that you won't speak up on certain things, or you won't tell them about themselves. Because at the end of the day, you don't care how people think about you, because you know how you show up in your authenticity. Okay? Initials F could be very significant. This could be someone's initials of their first and last name, middle name, or this could be just someone's like initials of a state, a country, you know, something of that matter, okay? But sorry about that, guys. Something to do with this deck is very significant. I'll try shuffling that again, but I'll keep the initials F out. But there's something about the initials F that's significant. Now, this could be moving forward, okay? Now, France could be very significant too. San Francisco could be significant as well. I don't know why, but anything to do with Fs when it comes to states, cities, countries, okay? Take what resonates with that in that sense. But let me see. I know I had the card here somewhere. It was initials F. Yeah. So initials F, okay? So let's try that again. So this could be, like I said, somewhere you live or someone you may know, okay? But take what resonates with that. And then also the initials Q, okay? Someone's initials could be Q. I don't know why I thought of Qatar, okay? Qatar could be very significant too. I mean, I know that's not the only place that has the initials Q, or, you know, in a state or country, but that could be significant. And then we also have initials L, okay? So you could have initials L in your first, middle, or last name as well, but there is something about these initials that could be very significant. So I'm gonna get some channeled messages and see what the energy, whoopsies, might be. I just dropped my deck of cards, so don't mind that. I'll probably pick that up after, but we have new moon, okay? I am clumsy, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm clumsy. I either get caught in stuff, or I bump into things or something, okay? But new moon is significant. So the new moon that recently passed like a few weeks ago could be significant. Also, when it comes to new moon energy, there's something about you guys starting something new or going into a new start. Some of you guys could be in survival mode at this time, but there's something about your root chakra being activated or being grounded at this time, because again, you guys could be in survival, but this survival that you're in, you guys are creating your own stability at this time, or your own foundation. And that could be something new for some of you as well. Okay, for some of you guys could be meeting someone new, okay, or somebody similar to you, like I said, when it comes to new energy. Okay, we have Dominican Republic at the bottom of the deck as well. So this could be somebody from the Dominican Republic. It doesn't have to be, but there's something about this energy that may resonate. Even when it comes to like culture too and community, that could be significant. Some of you guys, family could be very significant too. Like you guys could be releasing family, or there's something about your family that could be significant. Okay, we also have flicker of light. So yeah, there's something about hope, insight, or breakthrough. Some of you guys could have like a breakthrough that's coming in. This could be like a new beginning, like I said, or a fresh start. But there's something about you having potential in whatever this is that you guys are moving into. We also have light body upgrade. So you guys could be sensitive to the energetic changes that are around you. This could be you guys going through an ascension, or you guys could have went through an awakening, all right? But there is something about you being a mirror, or you being a reflection to other people in your energy, okay? Contraction point when it comes to pause, restriction, and you being able to recollaborate yourself, okay? Something to do with you guys going within and having a reset. This could be like a spiritual reset for some of you too. So that could be also something that you guys are dealing with when it comes to like people, places, and things. you guys are probably needing a spiritual reset or just a new scenery, just a new energy, a new vibe, okay? Divine feminine energy too. You guys could be the divine feminine. You guys are the creator. You guys are nurturers for some of you. Even if you're a masculine, you guys are very nurturing as well. Taurus energy, because we are in Taurus season, but Taurus energy too when it comes to you. You could have an energy about you that's very steady, okay? You could have a lot of drive, and also, even when it comes to stability, there's something about your energy too when it comes to that. Like, you guys are, you know, this slow and steady wins the race kind of energy. And because of this, you attract a lot of beauty, okay? Contracts are also significant. So you guys could have a contract that's new for some of you guys, but there is something about you guys relaxing as well, okay? Finding balance in between, you know, your commitments and your opportunities and obligations and things like that. So there's something about you being able to ground yourself when it comes to that, okay? Chiron energy again. Okay, and Pluto at the bottom of the deck. So there's something about going through some type of transformation, and also, like I said, acceptance, right? You guys are someone that's like a bridge between both worlds. You guys are cosmic messengers for some of you guys that don't, you know, realize that you guys are. But there's something about spiritual growth, okay? And also, you guys are spiritual warriors. So there's something about when people try to mess with your energy in the spiritual realm, you actually attack people, or you come for people, or people cannot mess with you in the spirit realm, from what I'm picking up. So it's almost like people will try to get away with whatever nonsense that they do in the 3D, you know, 3D world. And then when it comes to you, it's like, in the spiritual realm, it's like now everybody wants to act scared, right? Because in the spiritual realm, you have a different ranking versus what you have in the 3D, okay? So while everybody's worried about what car they drive, what home they have, who they're trying to impress, who they're trying to show off with, which friends they got, you know, what they can do for other people besides themselves, there's something about that where you are teaching people what it is like to have self-respect, but not only self-respect for yourself, but not tolerating people's nonsense and their crap, and also realizing that you don't have to tolerate people's crap, okay? It's a lot of times where you are more mature than a lot of people that are in your energy, because of the fact that you are aware of what people do and how they show up and how they try to play the game, right? You don't have time to do that. It's either high or buy, or you get nothing from you guys, okay? So some of you guys, when it comes to being fake, wearing masks, okay, doing all that fakery, right? Like, hi, how's the weather? That kind of energy, right? You don't have time for that. You are somebody that when you talk to people or when you get to know people, you want to know them for them, not what mask they wear, not what they're trying to pretend to be, not who they're trying to pretend to be. 22 on the timer, okay? You are so connected with yourself that even your 3D and your spiritual self, in the sense of twos, you are connected to both parts of yourself, and you've accepted that, okay? I did mention something about Africa and North Africa, so confirmation. Okay, something to do with your ancestors, being grounded. Okay, there's something about primal wisdom. Okay, you guys are somebody who actually wants community, but not only that, spirit communication. Okay, you guys have roots in spirit communication with your ancestors. Jasmine could be very significant, like the flower, right? This is about romance, attraction, spiritual devotion, dreams, and I did mention Venus energy as well. Okay, violet, right? Spiritual sensitivity. So like I said, light body upgrade. You guys are going through some type of upgrade because of the sensitivity around the energetic changes that are around you. So even if someone lies, right, and says, oh, collective did this, you are very aware that that person is either lying, or you are aware of their energy because of the fact that you can sense when someone's going to do something shady before they even do it. That is significant too. You guys pick up on energy very, very easily because you guys are sensitive to energy. And a lot of times people think that you don't know what they're doing behind the dark, behind closed doors, because of the fact that you're not someone that walks around and says, I know this and I know that and I know. And no, you observe, you watch, you make your notes, and then you move forward. And a lot of people don't like that with your energy because you don't care to go back and forth with people who are low vibrational, okay? Cypress energy. This is about peace, renewal, and you guys are emotionally releasing at this time. And tulips could be very significant, okay? This is about rebirth, grace, renewal, and openness, okay? even if other people may not have grace for you, you have enough grace for yourself to know when to walk away, when to not say certain things. You know when to pick your battles wisely as well, okay? You know, you don't do things on purpose on people so that you can get a reaction, or because you're bored, or, you know, you want to be loved, or you want to be this, you know, you want to get a reaction, right? And a lot of times people just want some type of, you know, authority, or they want to feel like, you know, they have authority over their life, over your life, because they don't have over their own, right? And there's something about that energy where you guys are starting to see things about certain people, like as you get older as well. For example, like movie stars, right? Celebrities. If you grew up with certain people around you and you looked up to them in a very respectful way, or, you know, in a certain manner, now you guys are seeing that the veil is thinning. Now you guys are seeing people for who they are. And that same respect that you did have for certain people, that's out the window now. Because a lot of times, people that you thought you had respect for, you thought they were mature. But as you get older, you realize that not everybody is as mature as they claim to be, or not everybody shows up the same way that you would show up, right? It's almost like you treat people the way you want to be treated. So if you have been kind and giving and nice and doing things for people, like say people ask you to do something for them and you go out your way and you do it, right? That kind of energy, even if you didn't have to or you didn't want to, you still did it. Okay. And you could have people making you feel like, you know, they were the prize, but in actuality, you were the prize. Okay, you were the prize. You're the golden ticket. You are the golden egg that needs to be protected, right? And for some of you guys maybe felt like you weren't protected, especially when it comes to dealing with adults and other people around you, people that should be protecting your innocence or your essence, and they didn't. Okay, now you guys are realizing that, you know what? Thank you for not protecting me. Thank you for not showing up for me. Thank you for saying the things that you said to me, or the things that you tried to do to me, you know, because for some of you guys, it actually made you stronger. Okay, it made you stronger. It made you better. It made you realize that, you know what? That's a you problem, not a me problem. Okay, some of you guys can go within yourself and sit down and pick apart yourself more than you pick apart other people. You pick yourself apart because you are in competition with yourself, not other people. While you literally have other people competing with you and you have no idea that they're competing with you, you are literally minding your business and focusing on your craft, what you're doing, what you're working towards. And literally you may have people that are just sad, you know, just miserable, you know. So I'm going to end it here, guys, because the video is almost like 30 minutes, okay? But please continue to be in this energy of, you know, renewal and joy, okay? Don't let anybody stop you from your goals and dreams. Don't let anybody stop you from, you know, speaking up and saying how you feel, all because they feel like, you know, they think they own you, right? But they don't. Okay, nobody owns anybody. Okay, when you speak up, because maybe you're somebody that does not speak up a lot, when you speak up with facts, and you speak up with truth. You speak up with information that is valid, not you just pulling out random information out of your wahoo. Okay, you observe, you see what you see, you take that information and you store it, and when it's time for you to bring it up, you will bring it up. But at the same time, you do not speak unless spoken to. Okay, and some of you guys could be dealing with people that don't like that about you. They don't like that you don't care to talk to them. They don't like that you don't care to be around them. They don't like that, okay, because they were trying to basically control the narrative of how they look to other people, but you don't care. Okay, guys, and continue moving forward in this energy. Like I said, you guys are going through a transformation and rebirth and Venus energy when it comes to truth and clarity. Okay, so yeah, take what resonates, guys. I'm gonna end it here. The time right now is 11:10, so even before I end the video, I'm gonna say that angel number 1111 and ones could be very significant, because you guys are moving into your new beginning. Okay, you guys are stepping into this new light, this new energy that you guys wanted to step into this whole entire time. You're finally gonna get the chance to do that. Now it's 11:11, but yeah, I'm going to end it here, all right, guys? You guys are intuitive. You guys have a knowing. You guys are awakened. And you guys are divinely in alignment with the universe and with source and spirit, okay? Don't let anybody else tell you that you're not. Just because you don't read the Bible every day or you don't know the Bible all the time does not mean that you cannot be spiritually connected to source, because at the end of the day, it's not about what you read, it's how you show up. Okay, guys? But anyway, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for the love and the support. Follow me on YouTube and TikTok. My website is www.mysteriouslyunique.ca. You guys can book a reading or check out my blog. And I'll see you guys next time. All right, guys, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. You guys enjoy your Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys in the next message or video. All right, guys. And I promise to you guys that I will try my best to get the full moon energy blog that I said I was gonna say, post and do for you guys. I promise if it's not today, I'll try my best to give it to you guys on Monday. But thank you guys again. I love you guys and have a great, fabulous Freedom Friday. Okay, guys? Bye.